Power does what it wants. Power does what it wants. Power does what it wants.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. I wish everybody in the room Merry Christmas, and everybody that may be watching or listening, Merry Christmas. Please have a safe holiday season. Mr. Creel, you've added a goatee. A Van Dyke, I think now, a Van Dyke.
Emulating you, Mr. Mustache.
Okay, what I'm here, last week was not possibly Mount Dora's greatest time on film. As I think we all found out that a number of people, when a camera is put in your face, may have an agenda. They may not have an agenda, but they may very well have an agenda. So what I'm here and asking is to, if the city can do it, and I would recommend the city do it, but it's your budget, and you know if you can afford it or not, is bring either our public information officer in or hire somebody from the area who is familiar with public information dissemination. And what I mean by that, in my previous life of 30 years in law enforcement, I've had cameras shoved in my face at crime scenes. I've had cameras shoved in my face at U.S. attorneys' offices, at courthouses. It's not comfortable. Some cameras are very friendly. If we go to our birthday party, it's very friendly. What, oh, wish happy birthday to young Johnny. Or if we're on the campaign trail, as all you have been, a camera may mean, okay, you know it's going to be there, you're familiar with they're going to ask you questions, and you're going to be on your best behavior. But some people with cameras are not on their best behavior. They have an agenda. So what I'm asking is this, very simple. We need professionalism. And you can be bushwhacked at any time. But saying the wrong thing, no matter what you say, that someone may not be working today, I don't know, not my job, not you have to leave here because of this or that. I would ask that if the city can afford it, bring in a company, train everyone on council at one training session. Wouldn't cost much, 4 hours, plus department heads. You never know, there may be something, an incident out here where the fire department, the police department may be out there and someone may have to be confronted by the press. You may not know if there's as we had a couple years ago when the cave-in up on Dogwood Mountain happened. The first responders out there, you may need someone on site to handle somebody that's gonna stick a camera in their face. Believe me, I've had all sorts of training on what and what not to say. The gentleman running that camera can make us all look like gods and goddesses or look like boobs. Believe me, I've seen it. I've been there. When I worked at 2002 Olympics, we had a film crew come out and we did a scenario. And he did 2 films. One that made us look really good and the other ones that made us look like idiots. It's very simple. Yeah, depending on what that agenda is. So the only thing I'm asking is if the city manager has the money in the budget, that at some point in time in the not too distant future, that all of you be subject to training on how to respond to anything in front of a camera, and with the department heads also. It's this time at 2022, professionalism is a must. We have to always be professional or we can be made to look like idiots. And so it's, you know, I'm not trying to criticize anybody or anyone. I'm just saying this is what I feel we should do as a city. We're a great city. We do, all you have to do is look at what we've done in the last month right here for the kids and everything else in this town. The tourists we've been bringing in because of all of our events. But it's time that every one of us be held accountable. And that I think this training would be beneficial and it won't be expensive. So thank you very much. And again, I hope you all have a great holiday season.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Mr. Lee Awesome.
Hey, City Council. My media name is Lee Awesome. I'm from 4980 Southeast 140th Street, Summerfield, Florida. And part of the reason I'm here tonight is to talk about the incident that I saw on video at the library meeting. And it kind of piggybacks off what that other gentleman just said right there. Because I myself am also an independent journalist that does government accountability. I've been doing it over 4 years. I've done 1,300 buildings in 15 states, everywhere from California to New York City to Chicago, to the back gate here at the Mount Dora Police Department 4 years ago. So the citizens are interested in finding out what's going on in local government. The citizens are not content with the mainstream news media and the backdoor deals that they make with government in order to get exclusives. We know we're not getting the full story. There will be more people that come out to video the public officials, and this is something that we should welcome because, as we all know, once you stop working for government, the good days start to fall apart. You're just another citizen. So, you know, looking out for everybody's best interest should be in all of our hearts as Americans, not just ourselves and our families, but these folks out here and their families as well. The training that this young man was talking about, I can tell you right now, it's free. It's free. The Department of Justice, the Civil Rights Division, has put out a guidance letter called Baltimore v. Sharp. It's on the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division's website. It's 11 pages. It talks about photography in public and what citizens' civil rights are and what our obligations are. We have to remember that the right to free press is and nothing more than the right to watch over government. In 1776, they didn't care about Kim Kardashian. They didn't care who won the Super Bowl. They didn't care who was winning the soccer match. They cared about who was running their lives. And citizens are going to be getting back more to that constitutional intent. We want to see where the money's going. We want to read the contracts that you guys are getting involved with now. Okay? We haven't made time for it before. That's why America's $200 trillion in debt. Who do we think is going to pay for that? Not any of us. We all look pretty old, right? Our kids and our grandkids. All right? So while we're living high on the hog today, remember that it's future generations that are going to pay for us taking this money, avoiding responsibility. All right? Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks, Mr. Awesome. Lyndon, anyone else from the public wish to make a comment on something that's not on tonight's agenda? Mr. Hemingway.
Good evening, Josh Hemingway, 1177 East 5th Avenue, and I just want to address the young gentleman over here with the video camera. I've heard bits and pieces in the last week about what's gone on, and I did not find, from what I found truthful, to be very appropriately handled in the manner that they have been doing it. I'm not a member of any city board, nothing to do with the council, you know me. But I find it kind of strange if somebody's coming into our town and, in my opinion, harassing it or causing people to harass our city only to kind of accrue hits on YouTube. I fully support the First Amendment, including the right to peaceably congregate. But I just wanted it brought up because he's not from our town. And he's in here kind of making his comments on what we need and don't need. And I didn't appreciate all the news I heard in the last week. So I just wanted on record that not everybody supports people coming in here to tell us what to do and what we're doing wrong. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Hemingway. Anyone else wish to make a comment?